"Hello, Julia. Come in." She walked past him without a word, and when they got into his sitting room, untidy, littered with typescript plays, books, and other rubbish, the remains of his frugal luncheon still on a tray by his desk, she turned and faced him. Her jaw was set, and her eyes were frowning. "You devil!" With a swift gesture she went up to him, seized him by his loose shirt collar with both hands, and shook him. He struggled to get free of her, but she was strong and violent. "Stop it! Stop it! You devil! You swine! You filthy, low-down cad!" He took a swing, and with his open hand gave her a great smack on the face. She instinctively loosened her grip on him, and put her own hand up to her cheek, for he had hurt her. She burst out crying. "You brute! You rotten hound, to hit a woman!" "You put that where the monkey put the nuts, dearie. Didn't you know that when a woman hits me, I always hit back?" "I didn't hit you. You damn near throttled me. You deserved it. Oh my God, I'd like to kill you. Now sit down, ducky, and I'll give you a drop of scotch to pull yourself together, and then you can tell me all about it." Julia looked round for a big chair into which she could conveniently sink. "Christ, the place is like a pigsty. Why the hell don't you get a charwoman in?" With an angry gesture she swept the books onto the floor from an armchair, threw herself in it, and began to cry in earnest. He poured her out of a stiff dose of whiskey, added a drop of soda, and made her drink it. "Now what's all this Tosca stuff about?" "Michael's going to America." "Is he?" She wrenched herself away from the arm he had round her shoulder. "How could you? How could you?" "I had nothing to do with it. That's a lie. I suppose you didn't even know that filthy American manager was in Middlepool. Of course it's your doing. You did it deliberately to separate us." "Oh, dearie, you're doing me an injustice. In point of fact, I don't mind telling you that I said to him he could have anyone in the company he liked, with the one exception of Michael Gosselin." Julia did not see the look in Jimmy's eyes when he told her this, but if she had would have wondered why he was looking as pleased as if he had pulled off a very clever little trick. "Even me," she said. "I knew he didn't want women. They've got plenty of their own. It's men they want, who know how to wear their clothes and don't spit in the drawing room. Jimmy, don't let Michael go. I can't bear it. How can I prevent it? His contract's up at the end of the season. It's a wonderful chance for him. But I love him. I want him. Supposing he sees someone else in America, supposing some American heiress falls in love with him. If he doesn't love you any more than that, I should have thought you'd be well rid of him." The remark revived Julia's fury. "You rotten old eunuch! What do you know about love?" "These women," Jimmy sighed. "If you try to go to bed with them, they say you're a dirty old man, and if you don't, they say you're a rotten old eunuch. You don't understand. He's so frightfully handsome they'll fall for him like a row of ninepins, and poor lamb, he's so susceptible to flattery. Anything can happen in 2 years." "What's this about 2 years? If he's a success, he's to stay another year." "Oh, don't worry your head about that. He'll be back at the end of the season and back for good. The manager only saw him in Candida. It's the only part he's halfway decent in. Take my word for it, it won't be long before they find out they've been sold a pup. He's going to be a flop." "What do you know about acting?" "Everything. I'd like to scratch your eyes out. I warn you that if you attempt to touch me, I shan't give you a little bit of a slap. I shall give you such a biff on the jaw that you won't be able to eat in comfort for a week." "By God, I'd believe you'd do it. Do you call yourself a gentleman?" "Not even when I'm drunk." Julia giggled, and Jimmy felt the worst of the scene was over. "Now you know just as well as I do that you can act him off his head. I tell you, you're going to be the greatest actress since Miss Kendall. What do you want to go and hamper yourself with a man who'll always be a millstone round your neck? You want to go into management, he'll want to play opposite you. He'll never be good enough, my dear. He's got looks. I can carry him. You've got a pretty good opinion of yourself, haven't you? But you're wrong. If you want to make a success, you can't afford to have a leading man who's not up to the mark. I don't care. I'd rather marry him and be a failure than be a success and married to somebody else. Are you a virgin?" Julia giggled again. "I don't know that it's any business of yours, but in point of fact I am." "I thought you were. Well, unless it means something to you, why don't you go over to Paris with him for a fortnight when we close? He won't be sailing till August. It might get him out of your system. He wouldn't. He's not that sort of man. You see, he's by the way of being a gentleman. Even the upper classes propagate their species. You don't understand, said Julia haughtily. I bet you don't either. Julia did not condescend to reply. She was really very unhappy. I can't live without him, I tell you. What am I to do with myself when he's away? Stay on with me. I'll give you a contract for another year. I've got a lot of new parts I want to give you, and I've got a juvenile in my eye who's a find. You'll be surprised how much easier you'll find it when you've got a chap opposite you who'll really give you something. You can have £12 a week. Julia went up to him and stared into his eyes searchingly. Have you done all this to get me to stay on for another year? Have you broken my heart and ruined my whole life just to keep me in your rotten theater? I swear I haven't. I like you, and I admire you, and we've done better business the last 2 years than we've ever done before. But damn it, I wouldn't play you a dirty trick like that. You liar, you filthy liar. I swear it's the truth. Prove it, then, she said violently. How can I prove it? You know I'm decent. Really. Give me £15 a week and I'll believe you. £15 a week? You know what our takings are? How can I? Well, all right, but I shall have to pay £3 out of my own pocket. A fat lot I care.